Hi guys, welcome back. It's UK here with another video response, this time to PhD&D's Meetings of the Mind video, where he talks about wargaming, a mass battle system in role-playing games that aren't built around it. Well, I have never found a role-playing game that either comes with or has then tacked on a mass battle system. They've never found one that works. The closest I think I've ever come was probably the Pendragon game from, I think it was Chaosium, which had one built in, but I found it complex and irritating to the point that it basically detracted the GM's attention away from the overall game and what the players were doing, because you had to basically make rolls for various events happening in the battle and so on and so forth. So I stopped using it. I've played in games where it was used and it seemed to work alright, but I guess for me it just didn't work. But my problem is that regardless of whether a game comes with one or whether it's tacked on in the source book or something that someone has come up with, it never quite gels. Role-playing games, I think by their very nature, are focused on your 4 or 5 characters. Focus on the player characters, and so it doesn't look at the wider scope of what's going on. It goes, right, you're in a 10-foot corridor, or you're role-playing with the local lord or what have you. It doesn't, none of the rules actually seem to concern themselves with the fact that there are other things going on. That's for the GM to sort of do, and that leaves you basically deciding the outcome of battles, basically. But what I try and do, I rarely ever do them for this reason, but whenever I have a mass battle or something like that, I pretty much have an idea what I would prefer the outcome to be, but I base the overall swings and changes of the battle based on how well or how badly the players are doing. I mean, it's their adventure after all. So if they're breezing through and they're slaughtering the enemy or what have you, or they take the enemy dragon out or the enemy leader or whatever, then obviously things are going to sway far more in the favour of their faction. But if they're doing really badly, they're having some pants dice rolls or what, then I generally have their side, the opposing side, get the benefit. And it can swing back and forth a little bit, but ultimately you're going to have, you're going to have to make a decision based on that. It's generally why I think having things like mass battles written into scenarios or campaigns is generally a bad idea, because however you do it, unless you're purposely just going to turn around and go, right, the bad guys are going to win this battle, at which point you've just made the entire session where they've been, the characters or players have been planning it out and actually doing the fighting, completely pointless. You can't do it. I think that's an unfair state of play for the players. If they're going to put the effort in, they're going to have whatever, then it shouldn't be a foregone conclusion. And the problem with having something like a written campaign where you have something like that and then it goes completely the opposite, because you're going to give the players the benefit, whatever remaining section of the campaign is then just made almost pointless because you've changed a huge event maybe. So my general response is, if you're going to do it, base it off how well or how badly the players do. Sod what's going on, just give some really good descriptions, but base it on how the players are doing, rather than try and have a system to randomly determine other stuff going on. Anyway, that's my waffling and my thoughts on that one. I'll be interested to see what everybody else does. There's been a couple of good videos already. So until next time, take care and good gaming.